I'm thinking maybe we could just hipsterify this outfit.
Before, it was quite conventional, and now you've got more attitude. Pizzazz and panache.
Is this going to make me more of a hipster?
I don't know, man. Probably not.
Oh, brain freeze.
We use all Australian hops.
Smells a bit like pipe.
This is a hipster beer.
No, I'm too sick. Yeah. Am I going to get cupped?
You're going to get cupped.
I've never had brain before.
No.
You've ridden a fixture, right?
No.
Easy.
So, we are 3 episodes in and I have met a lot of hipsters. I've drunk their beer, I've ridden their bikes, I've even broken gluten-free bread with them. And I've noticed that whether you're selling a jar of jam or a beer, if you want hipsters to buy your product, you better make sure that it tastes fresh and looks old.
Single origin. Artisan. Single origin. Quinoa. Local sauce. Almond milk latte. Quinoa. Original cotton. Soy sauce. Kale.
I've come to New York to meet someone who can explain the appeal of rustic branding. Can you tell me what kind of work Muka does?
We are a branding design firm. We create a brand identity, website, and so on.
There's a definite trend in terms of the branding of food products that evokes an almost kind of rustic feel that's happening lately. Why do you think that that style has been so popular?
There is a little bit of a nostalgic need for the past times in which everything was a little bit simpler. Food is a very personal thing. It's generally more and more about the authenticity of the product, the origin of the product, more artisanal. So something that is a little, what is this?
You've mentioned the word artisanal.
Artisanal.
How
yeah.
important is that now?
People look for things that are artisanal, smaller batch, locally produced, artisanally produced. You have always to think about, the target audience and definitely, target the visual language towards the demographic. A certain kind of design that is a little bit more evocative of the past works really well for certain products. We recently worked for a big brand that had a location in Brooklyn, and it's actually Whole Foods. And part of the visual language we created was inspired by being Brooklyn, and Brooklyn became sort of a global brand. And a lot of people associate Brooklyn with being hipsterish. So I think what Whole Foods wanted to do is to infuse this location with this heritage.
And that was clever because Brooklyn is seen as authentic and real.
Exactly. I think branding, for instance, has a sort of a responsibility to be very, very honest in that.
So you're telling me there's truth in marketing? Come on.
You feel that there is a lot of BS, right? The use of some kind of old-looking typeface to make you feel, oh, this is like your grandmother's soap. As a consumer, I'm actually very often attracted to the nostalgic look. They're trying to lure me.
I get sucked into the whole retrospective branding and design.
Yeah. You like it. You go for it.
Totally. So in a
My
way,
grandmother.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. It works really well on me. So we've looked at branding that has a kind of earthy, rustic feel, but the same style can also be seen in hipster fashion. It's a look that's been dubbed the urban woodsman. So why has fashion that evokes the past become so popular? Don't hipsters like the future? I'm at Pickings and Parry, a menswear emporium and barber shop in the heart of Melbourne's Fitzroy. Now, taking a look around you, you could be forgiven for thinking you'd entered a time warp and come out the other side in 1910. These products may well look like Dr. Sloan's patented miracle wart balm, but on closer inspection, you'll see they are, in fact, high-end lotions for the contemporary gentleman. So when it comes to clothes, what is the appeal of the old? I'm hoping the shopkeep will help. Should I call it a store?
Shop, store, emporium.
What inspired you to start Pickings and Parry?
A lack of availability of products that I wanted to buy in Melbourne. Wasn't able to buy what I wanted to buy and had to buy it online. And for me, retail isn't about buying off a computer screen. It's about touching things and seeing and sort of learning about the product before you buy it. Authenticity, I suppose, is one word that we use a lot. It's about the connection to the thing, I suppose. The real thing's, in my opinion, always the best thing. Authenticity can come in many forms. It could be the pattern that's used, it could be the machinery that's used to make it, or the person that makes it, or the family, or the place. There's a company in Germany, Schwannen, that make in a factory that's 110 years old with machines that are from the 50s, and their authenticity is like paramount. If it's not exactly correct, then they don't make it at all.
How is the way back the way forward?
If you forget the past too much, then you move forward too quickly and everything falls apart. With modern consumerism, I think people tend to just sort of want the next thing, and it's so available that it means nothing anymore. For us, it's about sort of making things mean something, and if it's not going to be usable in 10 years or wearable, then why are you spending the money doing it in the first place?
It all seems to encapsulate a lot of what the hipster movement stands for.
What you buy reflects who you are, and if you just buy everything because it's cheap and it's affordable and it's everywhere, then what does it say about you?
Well, according to that rationale, I'm a fairly cheap bastard. So we've met a demographic that loves products that evoke the old or authentic. And the cafes and emporiums that sell these products seem to spring up from areas that are themselves old or authentic. But where does that leave the old and authentic people that lived there in the first place? Is that what they call gentrification? You know, I still don't know the meaning of that word. I've come to New York to meet someone who can fix that. Has the influx of hipsters into Brooklyn had any tangible benefits? So how would you define gentrification?
Gentrification is the purposeful efforts by people in the real estate community to identify property that was there and occupied by longtime residents and say, okay, now we're going to turn this into a profitable community. With no regard for the history of that community. Williamsburg used to be a Latino community, you know, and a Jewish community, and now you have all what we call hipsters who've come in there. It's just like, it's a trendy place to be, not realizing they're stepping on the culture of people who've been there. But it's also how the schools are taken over by new residents, and as if the old residents weren't there. It's how all of a sudden these new stores come into the community, these new restaurants that people can't even afford to go into, how people in the community who lived there for a long time are not even given jobs in the new businesses that come into the community. All of that is gentrification.
Safe to say that you're against it.
I am absolutely opposed to gentrification.
What's the most significant way that Brooklyn has changed over the last decade?
There was a time when people did not want to come to Brooklyn. Folks who were not from New York City at all were told, don't go to Brooklyn, it's dangerous. Even cab drivers would refuse to go to Brooklyn.
Williamsburg is the main area where the hipsters live now. It used to be very grunge and it used to be really industrial.
When I got here, it was just starting to gentrify over in this area, and it was still relatively cheap to live here.
The people that used to live there were mostly Black and Latino people, but have been pushed out, and so this neighborhood completely changed.
They're artists and musicians, and I think that has a lot to do. I mean, I went to art school, so that's part of being a hipster.
And that's actually the reason why people really don't like this idea of hipster, because hipster means gentrification.
It's become commercialized. You have to be wealthy to live here. You know, I just lucked out and got an apartment that was cheap 15 years ago.
The thing about Shoreditch, fucking 40 years ago, nobody wanted to come here, nobody wanted to live here. There was only a couple of boozers, not a shop, not a restaurant, not fuck all. And then all of a sudden, all the artists and designers started to move in because it was cheap, big spaces, it cost nothing.
Yeah.
Becomes fucking fashionable.
Yeah.
Becomes trendy.
You know, the area was going down, the hipsters come in and they bring the value back up again.
Look at this. I mean, this 15 years ago, this was like a Turkish village. All the Turkish people who lived here, they cannot pay the rent, and so they have to go away.
I'm not a big fan of gentrification.
I mean, it's a derogatory term, like it's getting a bad term, but it can be positive. You can move out bad influences of a neighborhood and bring in better ones.
But that squeezes out the poorer kind of people that were in the area in the first place.
I guess the poorer people just got to work a bit harder then.
Remember, change is change.
Yeah.
If you don't fucking like it, fuck off, all right?
Yeah.
So one day, maybe we'll fuck off.
One American city is actively encouraging gentrification, but its communities are at the heart of the process. Detroit, Michigan, former spiritual and material home of the USA's car industry, birthplace of Motown. For many years, Detroit was the engine room of the American dream. But the good times are sadly a long way behind today's Detroit. Detroit's population has declined steadily, resulting in millions of empty houses. Some parts of Detroit are so sparsely populated that it's not worth the price of the power to switch on the streetlights. On July 18, 2013, Detroit became the largest US city to file for bankruptcy, with $18.5 billion in debt. Detroit's cut-price real estate has attracted hipsters from all over America. This is Pony Ride, a buzz with hipsters who assure me they are committed to revitalising this city. Let's find out. You must feel good about what you do.
I love what I do. Pony Ride was purchased about 3 years ago by Philip Cooley, who owns a very popular barbecue restaurant here. And his idea was, what if we took a building and showed what you can do during the foreclosure crisis and actually do something positive? So we have 30,000 square feet. He bought the building for $100,000, tore it out, thousands of volunteer hours to get the space to look like it currently does. And instead of offering space, right now, market rent is $1 a square foot, he's able to offer the space at 25 cents a square foot. And so what it does is it opens up the opportunity for people to come, open up a business, increase their business in a very low-risk atmosphere. It's definitely a privilege to be at Pony Ride, for sure.
Yeah. I wanted to meet Pony Ride's tenants and find out if it was more than simply an incubator for niche hipster enterprise. I've come here today to discuss with you beards, tattoos and coffee. What's your favourite?
Yeah, well, I guess we could get started on coffee and go from there. Well, I started drinking coffee when I was like a kid, so...
Tell me about this coffee place.
Each coffee is phenomenal. We do nothing but single origin coffees, the best of the best.
The average person would look at you and say, look, he's sporting a nice beard, he's got a sleeve, and he's working coffee, and he's got his Instagram tag on his arm. I mean, in Australia, that is the definition of what a hipster looks like. Would you agree?
I would agree, yeah.
Come here, man. Come here,
yeah.
Callum. Thank you so much.
No problem, man. Anytime.
You've got to teach me this single origin artisanal barista shit. Look, it looks very scientific.
Grab a filter.
Yeah.
You're gonna fold it.
Yeah.
Take it and spread it out.
Okay.
And soak the filter.
What's this called?
A glass thingy.
Wow.
Weigh out 22 grams.
It's very precise.
Should be the proper amount.
Dumpling?
Yeah.
Do you end up with a stray bean?
That's not super important. Just kind of pound it a little bit and smell it. There's no like rhyme or reason. Coat around the rim.
Oh, clunky.
Just keep it consistent.
Ah.
Yeah, it's really hot. Do you want me to pour it for you?
Seem like such a pussy.
You did good, man. That was really good. I was very impressed. That was a good first seat.
Thanks, man. Hey. Hey. Is it safe for me to assume that you're the beard balm guy?
It's good to meet you. I'm John.
Hi, John.
It's all natural. It's all good stuff. It's organic. We supply the entire world with beard balm. But, like, there's a real lack of capacity to generate this product, which is, like, essential for men. This product didn't exist for 150 years for some unknown reason. For all the snake oils and everything else that got invented, no one thought that, like, hey, maybe we should put together some beard balm for people. I'm pretty sure you could grow a nice beard.
I tried before I came.
Yeah.
Because I actually wanted to be sporting one during this.
Yeah.
It was so pathetic.
Oh, man.
That the producers told me to shave it.
They told you to cut it out. See, that's hard, man.
But it was fucked. It was a terrible beard.
So here's what I'll say to that, because I've seen some truly amazing beards that people are pushing out with like 4 hairs, literally 4 hairs. You gotta stop shaving. When the producer tells you to shave, tell them to go fuck themselves. No one who has followed this advice has been unable to grow a beard in 6 months.
This is a hipster product. Hipsters are buying this balm.
Yeah, because it's awesome shit. You know, people can be like, oh, trendy this, trendy that. No, why wouldn't you have a beard? It's a no-brainer to have a beard. They're awesome. I mean, they look sweet. The only thing they're doing is putting some beard balm in their beard.
So you attribute the popularity of beards to the fact that balm has been invented?
That's it. That's it.
Wow, that's a big call.
Every man owes it to themselves and to their ancestors who, frankly, figured this out. I mean, this is like natural selection. This is what my ancestors gave me, and fuck you.
We've got beard balm here. We've got, which I've smelt and...
Isn't it great?
Oh man, it's a fabulous product. We've got letterpress printing. We've got handmade denim jeans. Is Pony Ride more than a hipster haven?
We drew a lot of college-educated, 25-year-olds back to Detroit in 10 years. That's huge for us. You have people here that are here making a huge difference in the community, particularly here in Pony Ride. And, businesses are coming back. They're being attracted. They see what's happening here. And, the 18 women that Veronica Scott has been able to hire out of a homeless shelter, that's really the story, right?
Well, that's why I'm traveling around the world, to find out what's underneath the beards, the tats, and the cool looks, and what I'm finding underneath it all is community.
Yes.
Intelligence.
Yes.
Innovation.
Right.
It's incredibly exciting what's underneath the image of it.
Yes.
I'm starting to feel like the term hipsterpreneur is a little loaded, as if it implies taking advantage of fads for some kind of commercial gain. But the people I've met here in Detroit seem genuinely committed to reinvigorating this city, either on a small scale or large. There's an old saying in America, you don't know shit from Shinola. Well, I'm about to meet the people that do. Hey.
Hi. Welcome to Shinola.
Thank you so much. Yeah, cheers, great place. Bikes, watches, hand-stitched footballs. I was keen to find out more about why a city that prospered making products for everyday Americans became so attractive to businesses crafting products targeted specifically at hipsters. Shinola. This is going well, isn't it? Shinola was a brand of shoe polish from the 1940s. Can you explain the connection for me?
Shinola was a brand that actually was started in 1907, and the brand went away. We wanted to start a watch company, and in a moment of frustration, somebody said, "You don't know from Shinola." And they said, "You know what? That's our name."
Why was it important that you base your operations in Detroit?
And we kept looking around and came to Detroit, and really it was a combination of the people and the legacy of manufacturing that brought us here. We opened the watch factory in 2011, and here we are today, almost 300 people, so we got lucky.
Bicycles, watches, leather journals, these are all hipster items. Would you say that your products are aimed at a hipster demographic?
Where we weren't trying to appeal to hipsters, they're definitely embracing the product.
Shinola has a commitment to employing locals. Why is community important to you?
The majority of people that we do employ are from Detroit. many of which have not worked on watches before or worked on leather goods, we are committed to contributing to the training or retraining.
So you cut all the straps yourself?
Yes, I do. We have a set goal of 425 watches a day.
It's a complicated process.
Yes, it is.
It's not just a bit of leather, is it?
This leather here is being rejected. Usually, when I say it's no good, it's no good. We pay a lot of money for this, so we have to be fussy.
So you're Professor Fusspot?
Yeah, exactly.
I convinced Bridget to let me have a go at making watches on the Shinola factory floor. However, she insisted I use protection.
You want to put the screws in. Get the tweezers to get the screw.
It is so precise. Look, I'm shaking. I feel terrible at this.
You're shaking me.
I am. I'm terrible.
Yeah, okay.
Don't tell anyone.
That's our secret. Just push it in. Now look and make sure it's sticky. And voila.
Thank you so much. Do we have a special finger shake?
Would a significant portion of your sales go to the hipster demographic?
You have that younger hipster community that's drawn to the brand because of the story and because of the aesthetic that is in line with what they're looking for. If we can make a difference here in Detroit, and if this can be a sustainable business, it can be a prototype to take to other cities that are in similar situations as Detroit.
While Corktown might not feel like it's part of a city in decline, here, only a few blocks away, there's ample evidence of Detroit's struggle, a struggle that will continue for many years to come. I'm going to go out on a limb here and predict that whilst hipsters might not be able to claim to be saviours of this city, they can certainly claim to have helped the process along, because as we know, where hipsters go, others will follow.